afternoon, Samuel.
Good afternoon, Valerie.
Samuel, thank you for joining us. Samuel, can you tell us how long has this problem persisted?
Thank you very much. I must say it has just been since the start of the this crop season.
Right.
Farmers in the region, they have complained a lot about the shortage of the fertilizer. And day in and day out, we have been seeing trucks loaded with fertilizer coming into the region. But still, these farmers kept on complaining. And one evidence is that whenever there is a truck that is at the MOFA directories or at a dealer's shop, you see farmers there in their numbers trying to get some of the fertilizer to apply on their farm. So it has been a very serious situation here in the Upper East region as we speak.
Okay, so Samuel, prior to this, how was the fertilizer distributed to the farmers? Do they go to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture or through an agency?
Through an agent. No, they have agents here who are responsible for the distribution of the fertilizers to the various farmers under the Planning for Food and Jobs policy. This has been the situation since the policy started. So last year, for instance, there were a lot of fertilizer in the system, even though there were reports of some smuggled fertilizer to neighboring countries, Burkina and Togo. But this year, there is serious shortage of fertilizer in the system. Some of the farmers have also attributed to the smuggling, and some are also saying it's the result of the commercial farmers who have taken over the fertilizer, because the Plan for Food and Jobs fertilizer is meant for peasant farmers, not commercial farmers. But when you move to Busa South, that's the rice valleys in the Busa South district from BC, rice valleys in Yagaba Kubori in the Mampugu Mwadoro district of the Northeast region, commercial farmers there, they were also assisted through SAPIP to have access to this subsidized fertilizer. But the information we are also getting is that some of them did not pay back because they gave them the fertilizer. So after harvest, they sell their farm produce and then pay back so that government can supply them the next crop season. But as we speak, according to the regional MOFA director and other MOFA directors in the districts, we are told that these farmers, some of them have not been able to pay. And then at the Tono, as we speak, some farmers too, they've done the plowing, they've nursed their rice and they've started transplanting, and there's no fertilizer in the system. The open market, a bag that is 50 kilograms goes for 160, some places 180, and some places 200 Ghana cedis. The main area that is seriously hit is the Kusa traditional area or the Boku traditional area. The 6 districts there, most of them are like the 3 districts, Timpani, Garu, Pusiga, and then Boku. They share border with the Togo, Burkina Faso. These are the places that the farmers are seriously complaining about the shortage of the fertilizer, and most of the farmers, they have attributed it to the smuggling of the fertilizer by some scrupulous persons in the region.
Samuel, we are also quite curious to find out as to how the fertilizer gets smuggled out of the country. Do you have an idea, if you've spoken to any of the security personnel, how the fertilizer is smuggled out of the country?
There were rumors recently that these fertilizers being smuggled outside the country. They normally they've been assisted, or those scrupulous persons, they have been assisted by the security. But the regional police command came out and then debunked that allegation. But according to the farmers, they themselves, they are always helpless when they see the trucks crossing the border. It is not as we heard some rumors that donkeys carry them across, but the farmers debunked that allegations too, and they said it is the trucks. They come in and they go out, because some time ago, myself, I used the Boku Makom Road, and we spotted several trucks loaded with the fertilizer, and you ask yourself, counting the number, close to 100 trucks, where were they heading to? Because that place, we have only 6 districts, and the 6 districts, if in each district they are able to have access to 20 trucks, it will be enough for them. But these trucks, we got missing all of a sudden, and all of us, we didn't know where they went. So it is a serious issue here in the Upper East region, but the farmers cannot just understand why the trucks are coming in but they are not having access to the PFJ fertilizer.
Right. Samuel, do you know if the security services have been able to make any arrest or arrested any suspects?
Not a single one, Valerie. Last 2 years, there were a couple of arrests were made. But one funny thing has to do with after the arrest, we will do a follow-up, and like they will keep tossing us. You move to the appropriate quarters, and they ask you, you want to get the information or you want to know the update of that issue, and it's like they are tight-lipped. They are not ready to talk, and the day the matter will die off. So this year, we've not heard of any single or even a single arrest about this, but day in and day out, farmers kept on complaining about the smuggle of fertilizer outside the country.
Okay. And now, Samuel, how about the ministry in charge? Have they made any statements considering this development yet?
The regional director of MOFA yesterday, he blamed the shortage of the fertilizer partly on the inability of farmers who had the fertilizer through sapping in the rice valley, that is the commercial farmers, their inability to pay back the money because they were given on credit. After you harvest, you sell your farm produce, and then you pay back so that it will enable government to produce more of the PFJ fertilizer or supply more. So he partly blamed that, but he also cautioned those, he said if there are people who are involved in this smuggling, they should stop, because if they are caught, they will be made to face the full rigors of the law. But they've not come out openly to either say there is this thing that they've arrested or they are yet to arrest. But the security personnel, that is the regional police command, after they debunked the allegation that they have been supporting or they have been accompanying these unscrupulous persons to smuggle the fertilizer, they also assured residents in the region, or for that matter, the farmers in the region, that they will continue to monitor the country borders and make sure that no one smuggle the fertilizer outside the country. But it's been happening. Our checks that it has been happening, and something urgent must be done to stop that act.
Right. Thank you very much, Samuel, for those updates. And that was our correspondent Samuel Ayama, who came through with a report from the Eastern region about alleged smuggling of fertilizer to neighboring countries like Burkina Faso and Togo.